networking is a difficult one because networking is often not the people you directly want to work with, but sometimes it's other people who are there building their network. So, for example, sometimes it's really good to actually get to know a lot of accountants and sometimes HR people, because they also are the people speaking to the people who you might work with. So when someone calls their accountant and says, "I've got to hire another 3 people, I haven't got the money to do that. I don't know how to do this. How am I going to do this?" They'll be like, "Oh, do you know what? I met someone who might be able to help with this, a networking event the other day," and that's quite often why people go networking, is not necessarily to directly make the contacts that they end up working with, but more into to make to build the network of people who can refer you.
Yeah, I think just feeling comfortable in that space as well.
Yeah,
That's the main thing for me, to feel comfortable around the sort of things that people talk about and what they ask, and sort of people go, because all of that can be very fight or flight.
Yes, yeah, and I found it sometimes easy to either be the life raft, as my an old business coach of mine used to call it. So you can be the life raft, which means you are where people go when they don't want to talk to anybody else.
Yes.
And that can be a really dangerous place to be in networking, because it's like, you're like, oh, I've spoken to all you, like, I really need to branch off and go and talk to other people. Or it can be when you first start networking that you cling to someone who is the life raft and you don't work the room, as it were. But I don't think you ever need to necessarily do that. But I think a great question that my old business coach used to say is, rather than asking, "What do you do?" say, "What are you working on at the moment?"
No.
And it's a much more open question, and it's not asking someone to put a badge on saying, "I'm an accountant," but they'll say, "Do you know what? I'm working with this client who's doing this," and it just allows them to articulate much more freely and openly what they're up to. And sometimes it's the other one is, if you're really not sure, is to say, where are you from? Where are you based? Because it's
writing these down, Simon.
Yeah, because it's another open question that isn't like, give me that stock response that you always give.